Hello and welcome to the Ironverse. My name is Hugo. I'll be showing you what I've been working on in this video. So you can see here I'm on github.com. For those of you not too familiar, it's a place where you can host code and um, you can version your code. And Git is just a really useful tool used by developers. So this is a website that allows you to host your Git repository. That's how they call them. All right. So here I've created a module. Still work in progress, so it's not going to work if you add this into your world just yet. But I was just going to show you this code right here. That's the whole thing. This is the current algorithm for generating the terrain. So I translated it into JavaScript so that it would work as a module, and I've set up some APIs for it to hook into, so that it can work in the same way. I have some bugs still to iron out, which is why I'm not able to actually show you today. But hopefully tomorrow you'll be able to we'll be able to play around with different terrain generations. Um, so so it all starts with this function. So this video is going to be maybe a little bit technical for those of you not too technical. Just maybe skip ahead because I'll be jumping in the game and explaining some more stuff there. But or just watch this part. It should be fairly quick. Um, but yeah, so basically the APIs all start with iron. So let's say you start with this line of code, then you'll be able to tell the system that this is the function that you'll use to generate terrain, and this will get run for every chunk. And then this loop here is how you loop through each of the tiles in the chunk. And then here you would, this is the logic where you determine whether, like, what kind of tile type that tile is. Yeah. So I'll be making some tutorial videos later on for anyone who's more interested in this. But for now, just so you know that it's there, and it's fully moddable and customizable, or will be once it's working. All right. So let's jump into Ironverse. Go ahead and log in. Should take a few seconds. In the meantime, so the default world right now has uh, an algorithm that generates hills. The default algorithm will become just a flat world. Um, yeah, just like completely flat, just with the terrain tile. That'll just be the default, and then when you select modules, those will override the default behavior. So for anyone who doesn't want the world to be generated, they can go ahead and create it from scratch, just using the different terrain editing tools. And for someone who does want to generate their world, they can pick and choose modules to generate it the way they would like to. All right, so here we're back into our world. Still loading a little bit. All right, so yeah, the Yeah, the terrain, these hills, that's the I'll be providing a module with the same terrain generation algorithm. So after the change, once the default becomes super flat, uh, I'll show you how to add this module in case you wanted to keep this terrain generation. But anyhow, even if you do not keep it, you will keep any modifications that you've made to the world, because the once a chunk is modified, that chunk gets saved, and it takes precedence over any generation that might have taken place otherwise. So once you've modified some terrain, it's saved. Like the terrain generation can't affect it anymore. So you don't have to worry about anything that you've built. You'll still keep that, and all the surrounding terrain around the stuff that you've built will still be around as well, even if you don't supply any custom terrain generation modules. So you could imagine on in this world um, that all these buildings would still be here. Any changes we made to the terrain, the caves, all that would still be there, and then the rest that we haven't touched would just become flat uh, until we added a module to generate it differently. Yeah. Basically, the terrain generation only applies um, to unmodified terrain. Yeah. And later on as well, I think I mentioned this maybe in a previous video or something, but there will be tools to be able to delete um, changes that you've made, or I guess like saved chunks. So that, let's say you don't want that building anymore, but you wanted the generation of the terrain to happen there. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to just destroy it because that's still a terrain modification, but you'd be able to use a tool to, again, it would be a module, but to delete any changes that had been made to that chunk, and then the terrain generation would be able to kick in. All right. So I'm giving you, I guess, a lot of background information in this video of how things are going to work. But just know that in the end, it'll just be a matter of picking and choosing modules. You won't need to do anything special for any of this. It'll be all handled automatically. All right. So that's where we're at, and I'm looking forward to how this is going to progress. Probably tomorrow I'll be able to play around on the video with different generation algorithms. We'll be able to test some things if all goes well. Yeah. So thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, share the video, and come check our Discord server. All the links should be in the description. Yeah, so thanks for watching. See you next time.